it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there.
My father liked to go to these different martial arts tournaments. He would not compete, but he would give demonstrations. He would do two-fingered, one-armed push-ups. He would do blindfolded chi sao exercises.
Can you break 5 or 6 pieces of wood with your hand or your foot?
I'll probably break my hand and foot.
He would do the 1-inch punch, which is a technique from Chinese Kung Fu that he really honed and mastered. It was something that really wowed people when he did it. And he was doing this at the 1964 Long Beach Karate Internationals, and he was spotted by Jay Sebring, who was a hairstylist to the stars. And Jay had a client, a producer by the name of William Dozier, who was looking to cast an Asian man for a TV show.
Test X2, take 2.
At this moment in time, my father was not interested in acting. He was really focused on his martial arts. But he went down and did a screen test.
There was the finger jab. There was the punch.
To potentially be able to do some martial arts on TV was intriguing and exciting to him, and also a way to help support his growing family.
I understand you just had a baby boy.
Yeah.
And you lost him to sleep over it, have you?
3 nights.
One of my favorite pieces of Bruce Lee footage is actually his screen test. I just remember being struck at how charismatic he is, and charming and funny. I found that thrilling because it was real life.
From that screen test came the Green Hornet. People had not really seen anything quite like him on television before. However, he came to really not love his performance.
I did the Green Hornet television series back in '65. And as I look around, I saw a lot of human beings. And as I look at myself, I was the only robot there.
After the Green Hornet, he was in a handful of guest appearances, and he choreographed some films as well.
Bruce Lee had a bit part in the Longstreet series, and this had an enormous effect on the audience. What was it?
I think the successful ingredient in it was because I was being Bruce Lee.
He looked around Hollywood and he saw that there wasn't a lot of Asian representation, and he didn't feel like his culture was being represented accurately or authentically.
He was pioneering, not just in the entertainment world, but as a martial artist and as a thought leader.
Bruce Lee is one of those icons whose charisma and talent and ferocity as a fighter, as a champion for Asians in arts and media and cinema, his impact is insane.
How many times in film is the Chinese required? When it is required, it is always branded as the typical, dang, 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 dang.
He also realized, I can reach a huge audience through this medium. I really am interested in sharing my martial arts and my philosophy and my culture. What better way to do it than through the medium of television and film?
The true Oriental should be shown.
Hollywood sure as heck hasn't.
You better believe it, man. It's always that pigtail and bouncing around, chop, with the eyes slant and all that.
He was still teaching, and he had a host of private students, people like James Coburn and Steve McQueen and Ted Ashley, who was the head of Warner Brothers. He had a lot of friends in the industry, and it was James Coburn at the time who said, maybe you should go back to Hong Kong and sort of come back in through the back door like Clint Eastwood did with the spaghetti westerns. And so he decided to take a trip home to Hong Kong. And it was then that he discovered the Green Hornet was known as the Kato Show. He was seen as hometown guy who made it in Hollywood. And so Raymond Chow was starting a new studio called Golden Harvest. And he said, I'll give you a 2-picture deal, and then, let's see what happens.
I went back Hong Kong in 71 and did a movie called The Big Boss. And the damn thing just broke the all-time record.